Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3. Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
Hey, good morning, Huntsville. Episode 685 this morning. I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands this morning. I've got like coffee creamer in one, sugar in the other, and Jason Thompson's not over here next to me, so it's and I'm out of breath. Josh, I'm out of breath. I had to run to my truck really quick. You ever have those mornings to where you're out of breath? Do you get out of breath?
Yes, I do.
How old are you, Josh?
I'm 19.
19? You shouldn't be. No way you're 19.
Yeah.
No way. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm being so serious.
I thought you were like 25. I think we've had this discussion before.
Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm older than what I am because of my beard. So.
No, it's because of your knowledge and your maturity.
Oh.
That's really what it is. You look like a guy that's about, like I would say 23 is what I would put you at. 23 would be a good age.
I mean, I'll take it as a compliment.
But 19-year-old, man, I need to like lay off and quit being so expectant of you of things now. I was like, man, this, Josh is always helping us and he does so much, but I feel like sometimes I've got him running around all over the place and I'm going to have to take a break now, Josh, so.
No, it's okay. I love doing work. So.
It's okay. Welcome in, everybody, as we get rocking and rolling. It is, I think, episode 685, and we do want to welcome you in this morning as we kick off another great day and a great week here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. We've got some guests coming on with us before too long, but again, we do want to welcome you in. Jason Thompson got a call. He sent me a message this morning. He's in the industry to where when the call happens, you got to go take care of families. And when he gets those calls, those aren't typically good calls. And so he had to go take care of a family this morning, and he is out today. Normally, Jason Thompson hanging out with us as we get the first segment started. I do want to welcome in everybody, though, by the way, if you are joining us. First segment is always on Spirit 94.3. And we are so blessed as we have an opportunity to continue to reach people from literally all over. We're getting people coming in through our prayer requests that come in online now. We always talk about Ireland, Josh, but there are people that I know are listening. And one thing I wanted to talk to you about this morning briefly on this opening segment, and I know you're looking at me with your eyes wide open like, what is he going to toss at me? The Collegiate Day of Prayer is right around the corner. And I just wanted to ask you a little bit about that. Are there plans that you know of underway here in Huntsville this year? Have you heard anything yet?
I have not heard about Collegiate Day of
the
Prayer.
Collegiate Day of Prayer.
Okay,
Yeah.
not National Day.
Not the National Day.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Those plans are definitely underway for the
Yes.
yeah.
Well, yes, there are some plans for the Collegiate Day of Prayer. I've seen Chris Smith talk with my best friend Luke about that, and Luke is the one who's gonna plan the sets, like what we're gonna play and stuff. And I know that it's going to take place, like we're going to watch the live stream from either Florida or Georgia. I think it's Georgia. And we're going to watch the live streams over there. So we are an hour behind. So that gives us time to say like what music we can play and like that kind of stuff. And so it's good.
Yeah, that's great. This is the third year that Sam Houston State University has been a part of this now. And it's not the university. I want to be very clear. It's the student organizations that are with the university, like BSM, the Baptist Student Ministries. Chi Alpha is also a part of it as well. But this is taking place on February the 26th. This is the Collegiate Day of Prayer. And it's really cool. This is where we saw the Asbury Revival breakout in Kentucky, I believe it was, many years ago. And we are continuing to see the Lord move through these college campuses and ministries. We're going to have to get Chris on the show if we can. I need to reach. I was going to get with you today, so I'm glad I brought this up live on the air. I would love to get Chris on and have him talk about kind of this year's plans about what's gonna happen. But you've been a part of that now, right? I know even as a high school student, you were somewhat involved, correct?
Yeah, as my senior year of high school, I've been coming here to the Collegiate Day of Prayer. It's my 3rd year, so I didn't know it was only 3 years. So I'm as old as it is.
Yeah, it started with you, man. So there you go. Well, it's been around for a long time, but Sam Houston, the students over there have been participating. You know, Dr. Alvin Jones here at First brought that to our attention and connected us with a very great gentleman by the name of James Poole. And James just has a heart for college students. Last year, the main hub, if you will, was held at Texas A&M University. The year prior, I believe it was over at Baylor. And so this year, it's not even in Texas, is what you're saying, right? It's in Georgia, I think, is the main hub this year.
Yep.
So it's going to be a great opportunity for college students to get together. And we want to encourage you this morning, go to the collegiatedayofprayer.org. It's a nonprofit, so I don't mind Tony to go there. But go there, and you can adopt a campus to pray over. And Sam Houston State University is listed on that as well. And you can adopt the Bearcats and adopt Sam Houston State University and be a part of it. Well, Josh, I know Jason's not here. I kind of had a flow going, that I had some things in mind, but since he's not here, just wanted to chat with you. We are going to take a break here in a moment. We've got a guest that'll be joining us on the social media side of things here before too long. But, man, what have you been up to? I was just telling you as I walked in this morning that I don't want to be negative because I'm always positive. I want to lift people up as they listen in every morning. But I just feel like we've had too many days off. And I'm not talking about like here at the church. I'm talking about in general. And for you as a 19-year-old young man, do you welcome days off, or are you the type of guy that has a different wire and says, I just want to be there working? Because I'm the different guy. I like the wire to be connected to the battery. I'm ready to go to work. What are your thoughts on days off? Because we just had President's Day yesterday. That's why we weren't here.
So I did have school yesterday, but I do like days off. But as soon as the day's over, I'm like, oh, that's a wasted day. I could have done something with it. Well, sometimes I do something with it, and that's when I enjoy my day off. But I like to sleep in.
My day yesterday, well, sleeping in for me, by the way, is like 7:30 in the morning.
Well, for me, it's also like 9 a.m., not too.
Yeah. When I hear young people say sleeping in, it's like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
For me, it's like 7:30 in the morning. And then what happens, it's depends on my wife. And so yesterday, the school was closed, not the public schools, but where we take our children, they were closed. And then Bridget, as fate would have it, had to go to work yesterday morning. And the church was closed. It was like the perfect storm for not being able to have a show yesterday morning. So those of you that are joining us saying, where were y'all at yesterday? This is why. Because everything was closed. And what does that do? That leaves dad with the 2 children. Now, you've seen me on this show before where I've brought one or the other, but I can't bring both at one time. There's just no way that you can get a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old together and try to do an hour and a half show, because their attention spans are about 10 minutes. And so I guess maybe if I took a 10-minute break, took 6 10-minute breaks, then maybe we could do that. But it wasn't going to happen yesterday. But here's what did happen. I ended up making a great day. I bring this up for a reason, Josh. A little inspiration this morning for the people out there. Man, spend time with those that are closest to you. I had such a great day yesterday with my little ones, even though, to be honest, I was frustrated because I really want to do the show. We have a lot that we want to talk about. We have sponsors. We have people that help make this program possible, underwriters when we do it on Spirit 94.3. But I took that day yesterday and was able to spend it with my children. And we ended up going to the state park, which haven't been out there in a long time. And of course, as fate would have it, I get out there and my card has expired. And I could have got the day pass, but I went ahead and did the annual renewal. And so we spent a lot of the day out there. But before we were out at the state park, we were here. And we were here at church, even though the church was closed, because FedEx was supposed to deliver some couches way back on February the 6th. Well, that couch, one of them came randomly without any type of confirmation that it was going to be delivered. The second one, I end up getting this random tracking information that says it's in Cypress, Texas. This was 2 weeks ago. Well, Cypress, what? Right down the road, right? And so I'm like, all right, cool. And it says it's going to be here the next day. Well, the next day it never shows up. And then it says exception on the ticket, on the tracking. I look again, and now it's on its way back to Mississippi. And I said, what is this? Why did this make it all the way to Texas? And then it's going back to Mississippi. And so I called and they couldn't tell me anything. And then I looked 2 days later and it had arrived in Mississippi. And then it said it was on its way to Tennessee. I said, well, that's definitely not Texas. And so finally, here we are, almost 3 weeks later, and I get the official confirmation that it is in Bryan, Texas. It has made its way back, and it was delivered yesterday. I didn't want to wait any more days, Josh, because you know what happens if you're not here when they show up. They'll either take it back or they'll return it or they'll deliver it the next day. I didn't want to take that risk. And so I got a message that said they will be here from between 10:30 and 12:30. They were here at 11:30, so I'll give them credit. The couch has arrived.
Congratulations.
It was a long journey. That box was beat up, and I even told the guy, I said, I know it's not y'all's fault, but man, if there's broken stuff in here, what do I do? He said, just call the company that you ordered it from. I was expecting, and here's my inspiration this morning, okay? I'm tying all this into something. That sometimes in life, we get drug around. We're told that we feel like maybe, I don't want to say we're told, but we feel like maybe we're supposed to go here. And then there's a detour that happens in life. And then before we know it, we're on this whole different path, and we've been banged around and beat around, and we feel defeated and we feel beat up because the path that we thought that we were on, we didn't get there the way that we thought we were going to get there. And maybe we've arrived late. But at the end of the day, once you open up the package, even though the box is all tore up and the labels are scratched up and there's pen marks and dry, whatever those markers are, I can't even think this morning. The
Sharpie,
the permanent, the Sharpies.
Yeah,
you may be all Sharpied up, but when you open up the box, everything inside is good. I'm going to tell you that kind of flows in a way about how sometimes our spiritual journey goes.
Yep. Amen.
That spiritual warfare is a real thing. And sometimes we get beat up, we get torn apart by the enemy. But if we have the Lord in our heart, when we peel back all of that layer and all the hurt and all the pain and all the anguish and all the things in our life that has taken us down a different path, when we pull it back, for those that have Christ in their heart, everything is going to be all right. And so that is my story this morning about the couch, Josh.
Amen. That's a great story, and that touched me.
I was trying to figure where I was going to go with all that, not just to ramble on this morning.
Oh.
So it worked out. So there you go.
It did.
Hey, I do want to encourage folks too. We are so blessed, and many of you are joining us this morning on social media. We'll take a break here in just a few moments. Many people have sent us feedback now. And, Josh, one thing I wanted to ask you about this signal, and I'm very adamant on always mentioning this because I do feel that there was a calling to get this station online for many reasons. One, to reach out to Huntsville, to reach the globe, because we are commanded to go and make disciples of all nations. But then just as important, to reach people behind our prison walls. And we have heard from many that they are listening. From a young person, 19 years old, you have just grown incredibly in your walk with Christ. When you think about those that we're reaching, not just here in this community or not just across the globe, but those that are on the radio waves. And when we reach people that are behind a wall, so many times in church we're told to get outside the walls. We want to get inside the walls. I mean, what comes to your mind when we talk about reaching those that are, behind a prison wall? What's the first thought maybe that pops into your head, Josh?
Everyone needs Jesus. And so I just think of like Jesus sat with sinners, and Jesus sat with the ones who were tax collectors, the prostitutes, all these different kinds of people. And he says, like, if you visit me in prison, or if you visit someone in prison, you are visiting me. And so I think reaching out to the prisoners is a good thing. And Paul writes it in one of his letters that, do not be ashamed of me because I'm in chains or anything like that. Like, and Peter writes something about that too, that we should care for people who are in prison, and we should love on people who are in prison and tell them about Jesus. So, yeah.
Well, something that we took really serious. I was with the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce. It was their HLI, Huntsville Leadership Institute class. and we had to come up with a class project, and one of them, was doing a senior citizen drive, and we came up with all these things that we had to do, but then we also got to tour different places around town. And then each month we had a theme, and one month was Criminal Justice Month. And so we went and visited the police station. We went and visited different support systems in our community, and we got tours of the at TDCJ through 2 of the correctional facilities. And walking through there, I saw a lot of despair, but also saw a lot of hope in people. That we all have consequences for our actions, all of us. But we still have to bring hope to people, and that hope is found through Christ. And one of the things that stood out to me, Josh, was walking through, those guys had radios. And so many times we hear in the industry that, radio's dying. Well, to a point, I agree with that. You as a young person, you're not flipping on the radio listening to music. You're probably going to Spotify or Pandora, right? I don't even think Pandora, is that even a thing anymore? Are people still Pandoring these days?
I have never heard of it.
Okay.
Well, Pandora is a world in Avatar. So whenever you said that, I was like, what?
Pandora was like the first of the music apps where you could start listening to a song, and if you liked it, you hit thumb up, and then it would start grouping music related to that song that you liked. It was really cool. But what is it now with, is it Spotify, Apple Music? I mean, what's the go-to?
It's Spotify and Apple Music. It's either.
Those are the big. And so most people, they're not flipping on a radio trying to listen to music. And see, I think that's why it's so important that what we do here on Spirit 94.3 is we bring people in. We want people to feel like they're part of that they're hanging out with us, that they're in the living room with us. That's something that you can't get on an Apple Music or a Spotify. And especially with young people, we're trying to figure out how can we get in young people? How can we get more young people involved? That's why we have Josh. So if young people aren't involved, it's Josh's fault. So, all right. Well, hey, we're going to take a break. Josh, any final comments? Thanks for hanging out here, and we'll talk again at the end of the show. I've got a guest coming up here in a minute, but any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Well, I want to give you this encouragement. On Saturday, I was in my friend's car, and I was like, the first thing that popped on, because sometimes your phone doesn't connect to the car, was the radio. And I said, wait, do you know 94.3? And he was like, yes. And he pushed one of the buttons, how you can set one for this station.
Yeah, the preset.
Yes. So he pushed one of the presets, and it was your station.
Our station. Community station.
Yes.
Everyone who's listening station.
Yes.
How cool is that, man?
I know.
From a young person.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you, Josh. You're doing good work. Well, hey, we're going to take a break, and we want you to stay locked in with us. We're going to go back to more music and programming here on Spirit 94.3. But if you want to continue to hang out with us on social media, we're going to have a good friend with us this morning. Mitchell Ray joining us, my former neighbor. I guess if you're a former neighbor, you're always a neighbor. So Mitchell's going to join us. We'll have a discussion with Mitchell and learn more about him and what he's up to on social media. You can head over to the Hello Huntsville YouTube channel, HelloHuntsvilleTX.com, or the Hello Huntsville Facebook pages as we continue the show. For the rest of you, though, we'll get back to more music and programming here on Spirit 94.3. God bless you as we'll continue on. We'll see you back in a bit.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas.
Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
Hi, I'm Kanan. No, listening to Velvet Radio.
All right, everybody, welcome back as we continue on this morning, rocking and rolling here on another episode of Good Morning, Huntsville. Big thank you to our friend Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. Go by and see my great friend, Mr. Elliot Herzlich. He will take care of you. He's been taking care of this community and literally people all over the world, the United States, for many, many years. We are blessed to have him. Elliot's Jewelers online, elliotsjewelers.com. And on this Tactical Tuesday, couldn't be possible without Jason Thompson, the Thompson family of Guardian Defense, all things personal safety. They're online, Guardian Defense, LLC. And because we're on the social media, we can do all that. We can talk about all that. So we want to talk about all that. These guys help keep this program rolling. 685. Oh, take a breath real quick, Mitchell. 685 episodes into it. What's up, neighbor? Good to see you, man.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, can I say neighbor? Or, did you hear me a while ago? I said
did.
once a neighbor, always a neighbor.
I like that. Yeah.
Back in the day, man, we were living out off 75.
We hated to see you leave, man.
Yeah, it's a good spot up there.
Yeah.
We just had a chance to buy a house, and so we left. Well, then we left all the way to Fargo, and then we came back. So
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I first met you guys. I want to highlight Mitchell for just a second. Because I think one of the first times that I met y'all, you were actually walking around the neighborhood during Halloween. You remember this?
I think so, yeah.
And we were outside passing out candy in the driveway, and you and Leslie came by. And I said, man, those are some nice folk. And then I started thinking, I said, Leslie, wait, that's our district clerk, right? And I said, yeah. I said, wait a minute, they're our neighbors? I said, them people are nice. They never asked me to vote or nothing. They just wanted to be a friend, wanted to be a neighbor.
Right.
And so first and foremost, I wanted to have you on today because you're a friend, and I appreciate you guys. Y'all have always been so nice, and we miss being down the street from you.
Yeah, same here. It's always been a pleasure hanging out with you, and I loved meeting you. You were the voice of the Bearcats for so long, and you did such an awesome job, and you were just firing on all cylinders, and then you left.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm like, where'd you go, Rob?
the wallet stopped firing on all cylinders. So and it wasn't anything to do with it. It was the baby. When you have the baby,
that's right. Yeah.
The wallet starts firing when you have the baby.
Yes, sir.
So so we left, and then we came back, and we're so glad that we're here. One thing I love about this community, Mitchell, is just the people.
Absolutely.
Boy, I'll tell you, when we had an opportunity to come back, I was sitting there thinking, we had an opportunity, maybe Georgetown. I said, no, let's go back to Huntsville. We still had our house here. We were renting it out. But and some unfortunate circumstances, led us to getting back into our house earlier than we had hoped for. We were going to go to Georgetown, stay for a few months, but God has a plan, man. And
amen.
So we came and we're back and been here for 3 years. I don't know how much longer I can keep talking about that, though. People are probably like, Rob, you talk about this all the time. You've been back for 3 years. Quit talking about it.
You're a radio host.
Yeah. Got to keep the content fresh, man. But I do, one of the deciding reasons is because of just how good people are. It was easy to come back to this community because of people like you and Leslie and so many others that just make you feel like you're part of something special. And you've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
You're not some dude that just moved in. And I'm not saying, if you are, that's great, but you've been here, this community, the people. And that's why I wanted to chat with you today too on the business side of things. I want to holler at you about that, but maybe talk about that real quick before we dig into business.
Okay,
just people.
Oh, wow.
What makes Huntsville so good?
Well, I've seen a lot of Huntsville and Walker County recently, and you're spot on. The people here are absolutely wonderful, and it's been such a pleasure to go out and meet so many new people, and I've just really enjoyed being out there.
I think about how this community is growing too, and not just Huntsville, but Walker County. Yeah. This is a place people want to be.
Absolutely.
They want to move here. And I think it's because of the people.
I do too.
But we'll talk more about that in a moment. I want to back up because something I didn't know about you, and forgive me for this, but you'd email me from time, and it always said like Stratus support or something. I said, what is that, man? And so I started looking into it, and then you and I had a chance to sit down and have lunch a while back, and I learned all about your business. And I wanted to highlight this because this isn't just some, fly-by-night idea. This has turned into something really incredible. And whenever we were talking, I said, I'd love to have you on the show and have you on a Tuesday. Normally Jason's here with Guardian Defense, so it fills right in with our Tactical Tuesday theme. But let us know a little bit about just kind of your business journey and a little bit about the business, with Stratus Support Systems. Let us know about that.
Yeah, I was volunteering as a Wounded Warrior official at a skeet shoot in Houston, and I noticed that several of the participants were carrying their shotguns, and it kept sliding off of their shoulder. And because they had maybe lost an arm or what have you in the war. And I was really inspired by what those men and women had done and what they were doing that day. And it was kind of like a God thing, to be honest with you. I was just so inspired, and I went into the garage and started developing this system that would keep that weapon stable for them so it wouldn't slide off. And after some prototypes, it developed into our first product, and we just kind of started off from there.
What was that first prototype like? I mean, was it duct tape and PVC
Pretty much.
pipe? I mean, what was it like?
Yeah, you're almost exactly right. I went in the garage and got a 4-inch PVC pipe and cut it down the middle and cross-sectioned it out, and then put 2 slits on the end of that C, basically, and put that on my hip, and then threaded it through my belt. And then I took an old cell phone holder, the kinds that had the little buttons on it that slid in there, and glued that on there. And then I got a second piece of neoprene and wrapped it around the stock of the gun and sewed a little button on it. And so that button just slides down into that little clip on the belt unit. And after some back and forth, we came up with a working model on it, and I found a manufacturer for it and a distributor, and started getting patents on it, and it just kind of started taking off. And then we sold a lot of those, but it was more of a hunting product, you know. And so I'm former law enforcement, and I kept thinking of a way to develop the AR-15 platform into this system because the proof of concept worked on it. And after a little more garage work, we came up with another holster and morphed it into the AR, which is the most popular platform out there. And it really took off after that.
I didn't like go over things with you before the show this morning, but I just was digging around while you were talking. I was at your website, and I found something from the 2018 SHOT Show. Is it okay if I show that video real quick?
Yes, sir. I guess.
Okay. You're like, wait a minute. This is you. It's on the website, and I want to show this because here's a little bit more. This is and we'll just show a brief part. It's about a 3-minute video, but this is you, I think, kind of showing that support system. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's take a look at this, and I don't know if the audio.
Hey guys, this is Mitchell with Stratus Support Systems. We're here at the SHOT Show this year in Las Vegas, and we're bringing out a new product called the Stratus Support System. And what it is, it's a new way to carry the AR. What we've done is incorporated our knuckle design into the buffer tube plate of the AR, so it replaces the plate that's already on there. This knuckle is designed to fit into our belt unit, so you can carry your AR right there on your hip.
So this is
You can run it with the sling or without the sling.
What product is this?
I like to run it with the sling. Adjust my sling correctly so I'm reducing my upper body fatigue. We've also got a new MOLLE adaptive plate for our law enforcement and military, which also accepts that same knuckle so you can drop in and go hands-free and do your job. If you need to engage the weapon pull straight out, it also can be run just normally with a sling. Our original system is designed for hunters. It's made up of 2 separate pieces, which includes the neoprene wrap, which fits around the stock of your shotgun or rifle. It velcros into place, along with a double-stitched knuckle plate and the belt unit. It's designed to take the weight of a slinged weapon off your shoulders and back. All of that weight sets on you from here down. Now you can drop that knuckle into your belt unit, and it places that weight on top of your hip,
right there on your
keeping
back,
it in the
between
sweet
your shoulder
spot.
blade and backbone.
It's also got a little cross tension right here to keep it from falling off. And if the weapon does fall off, you're not going to bust your scope.
Oh, that's
If you need to deploy, it pulls right out. Works great on shotguns too. Set the weight of your shotgun right there on your hip, let it roll back.
Shotguns.
Birds come in, lift up, go to work on them.
Well, I wanted to show part of that just to give people like a look at what it is. And you were real clean shaven in that video, 2018, man. 2018 time. You look younger now, though, man. You look younger now.
Well, I've lost some weight doing a lot of walking lately. So,
what was that like? You know, that experience of just. And I say all this for a reason because, I think about just the journey that people go through in life. Business owners acquire a lot of skills. In order to be successful in business, you've got to communicate with people. Obviously got to have a good product, something that people need. But you also have to be able to communicate effectively. If not, how are you going to get the product out there? How are you going to get people to buy your product over somebody else that may have something that's somewhat similar? Yours is very unique, though. Right. But maybe talk a little bit about that journey and just going through that and some of the things that you've picked up along the way, just running this business and developing this product. Because not everybody, this is cool to sit next to you because I didn't know that you developed this product until a few weeks ago when we started talking about it.
It's been an experience for sure. It started in 2014, and here it is, 11, 12 years later, and we've got 19 different products, 39 variations of those products, 6 U.S. patents. Over 800 agencies run our gear in the United States, Canada, and overseas. We have some military units running our gear. Our biggest customer is Singapore Armed Forces, their army, basically. And their national police, Singapore National Police, saw the Army running it, and then they ordered from us.
Wow.
So it's just been kind of a blessing, but the journey has been difficult. The retail sporting goods market is a very tough business to be in, to say the least. So we've had to navigate through some tough business decisions, and not everybody out there is good people. One of our products has been knocked off by a group of illegals from South America that set up shop in Miami. Did I tell you this story?
Yeah, you were telling me. Yeah.
So anyway, that was we had to navigate through that, and long story short on that, we got them shut down. I flew to Miami and met with some other federal agents, and we did basically a raid on the facility and got them shut down.
Goodness.
And while we were there, I found some other companies that were getting knocked off, and I videotaped everything with my iPhone in my pocket, and I sent those companies the referral that we had made for law enforcement, which refused to pick it up because they just weren't interested in it. And they ended up suing these IP pirates, is what I called them. And I think they eventually left the country.
I couldn't even imagine when you and I were having lunch and we were talking about this. It's one of the things that always kind of has made me nervous when you have an idea, because it's something that you've worked so hard to put together and protect. And then I've always been nervous of like, man, somebody's going to get that. And I've had it happen to me 2 or 3 times in the sports broadcasting world, some things that we've developed. And, but you know what I've always said is I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to grow strong. Maybe I'm going to be a little bit more protective going forward, but at the same token, I'm not going to let that scare me into not wanting to do more. And you started with this one product. You've advanced that into kind of Gen 2, and now even other products. I wanted you to highlight that through Stratus too, because it's not just that one product. I mean, you guys have developed a whole line now.
Yeah. Once we got the proof of concept proven, then I started messing around with other designs for other weapons, and especially like law enforcement uses. So we've got products that fit different shotguns, breaching shotguns that. But one of them's been picked up by LA SWAT, which is kind of cool. They'll send me pictures of them riding the van, and they'll be hanging on the rail riding the van, and my gear will be hanging off of them. So that's pretty self-rewarding right there. But that was a lot of fun, and I kind of forgot the question now, Rob. What were we talking about?
No, we were just chatting about just protecting the ideas.
Oh yeah,
and
the
those
different
kind of
ideas. Yeah, gotcha.
And all the different products that y'all have.
Yeah. So and another cool product we've got is we designed a low profile rail clamp that sits on the top of the Picatinny rail, and it's got side QD ports, quick disconnect ports, where you might plug in a 1-point sling or some other feature. And we developed that knuckle concept off the AR, where it's a quick detach button. So you can push in on it and it detaches from the weapon. And basically that gives you a universal fit on any weapon that's got a rail on it. And that allows you to carry that on your vest or on your belt. And so that morphs in with just about any platform.
That's cool.
And then the AR market picked it up. The airsoft market picked it up, because they make those weapons like 1-to-1 to what a real gun is. Real steel is what they call it. And that's opened up for us. So it's been fun.
Been a journey.
Yes, it has.
Been a journey.
And I was working full-time as an insurance claims manager while I was doing all of this. So I'd work weekends, take holidays off, and it was burning the candle on both ends, flying across the country, doing different shows, and we got it out there and finally got things headed. After 10 years, we finally got things going our way.
Wow. You ever thought about like a Shark Tank, man?
Yes.
This would be a perfect type of Shark Tank. I could see you on Shark Tank.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go on that show, but I hadn't even applied for them because it's a weapon-oriented deal, and I don't think they'd even let it on.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, it is cool. Well, again, Mitchell Ray joining us today. My neighbor. Like I said earlier, even though we don't live down the street from each other anymore, still my neighbor. Been a great friend, and just cool to see the journey in business.
Yeah.
Different products and different things that you've put together. And Not just that. I mean, you've got so much experience, and I wanted to lead into this now because people have seen your name around town, running for Precinct 2, and I wanted to just highlight a little bit about that because you are passionate about this community. You're passionate about this county, and you've been serving this county for a long time. The business side of things has given you a tremendous amount of experience, so you see things, maybe from a different eye than some folks may see things.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not in business, it's hard to see what business is like. Just like if you're not a parent, it's hard to. When I wasn't a parent, I used to be that guy at the restaurant. I wish that kid would quit screaming.
Right.
Well, now that I'm a parent, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Right.
Highlight a little bit about just your wanting to serve this county. Using all of that experience, 25 plus years experience, not just in what you do with Stratus, but commercial, construction, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Let us know a little bit about that.
Yeah, being a insurance claims manager I have a 25-year career in the insurance adjusting business. Originally I was on the national catastrophe team and would travel the country inspecting losses, fire losses, flood losses. So I would be the guy that write the estimate for you. So I've got a really good construction background, which should help me a lot on the road and bridge side of being a commissioner, as well as some previous road and bridge experience when I worked for my uncle right out of high school. I drove equipment and built roads and what have you. That was 40 years ago. But it's been a journey, and what you were saying a while ago, Rob, about we've got something special here. I've been out walking quite a bit, meeting people, attending functions, and you're spot on with that, man. We've got something really special here in Walker County, and you're absolutely right. That's why people want to move here. Mm-hmm. Even when the film crew was in and they were shooting the Walls movie. We would meet these people at restaurants, these out-of-town people, actors, and they would say, this is such a friendly town. We heard that repeatedly, and it's true. Mm-hmm.
Well, they wanted to extend that friendship when they were here because they were using our facility across the street as their staging area. So we got free breakfast for 2 weeks straight, which was really cool, man. What are I wanted to ask you this, just from someone who's been in this area for decades. I mean, like I said earlier, you've been here, this community. What are some of the things that you see from the outside looking in, from a county perspective, that you feel like, hey, here's some opportunities that we can do things maybe a little bit differently, or maybe some needs that we need to take care of and address here in the county, if I can maybe phrase it like that?
Yeah. Basically, I've just looked at it from outside the box to look at all the different angles that you kind of develop that sense as you're the CEO of a company or whatever, but you're able to see all different points of view. And so when I look at Walker County, I look at what is the problem. And the problem is lack of funding. Our budget, I believe, is $53 million, which seems like a lot, but when you compare it to Montgomery County, it's $466 million, I
or
believe.
Williamson, where I'm from, yeah.
So, but with the growth, I mean, that business model, job market, whatever you want to call it here in Walker County, worked somewhat for a number of years, 175 years. But it just doesn't work anymore with this growth coming at us. It's forcing us to meet that growth. And if we don't have the funds to meet that growth, then we're going to get behind this development and the growth. And once we get behind it, it's going to be even more difficult to catch up to it.
The growth is coming. It's something that I was really blessed. We had Mayor Andy Broniger on this program before his term was up. And I enjoyed talking to Mayor. In fact, I need to call him and see how he's doing. He's a good man. And I asked him, I said, what's one of the things as you head out of office, if you could look back in 30 years and say, man, I wish this was like this. He goes, I wish that the culture could stay intact. Yeah. Because that's what makes Huntsville so great. From you on the outside, again, looking in, you think about that. How do you, and it's a hard question because it's one that I struggle to answer, and I know there's not an easy answer, but how do you preserve the culture of a community as it grows? Because the growth is coming and there's no way to stop it. But how do you try to hold on to some of those things that make this area so unique? What do you do?
Yeah, I think we accept the growth. We can't fight it. It's here. It's upon us, and we have to accept that growth. But let's accept it in moderation. Let's don't lose that value. Those those tall pine trees and those rolling hills and those beautiful pastures. Let's don't lose that. That's part of who we are. So I think we need to accept that growth, but with moderation. We need to balance that tax load on the property owners. And with all this extra money, hopefully, that we can gain from some of these pilot programs that I'm developing, we can start funding our county to meet this growth and grow smart. Fund all the different departments that the commissioners are in charge of. It's the whole county.
There's a lot of county. We have Bill Doggett on the program quite a bit. He likes to come on and talk shop with Precinct 3. Bill's done an awesome job. He's been a really good friend and good friend of this program as well. And so he's told us about, one thing that he talks about is road and bridges. There's a lot of dirt roads, a lot of gravel roads here. Mm-hmm. By the way, my brother-in-law gets mad at me for saying dirt roads. He goes, y'all don't have dirt roads. Y'all have gravel roads there in Texas. He's from South Dakota, so they really have like true dirt roads with ruts and everything in them, But on the infrastructure side of things, when you think about the county, you've highlighted some of this already. But what are some of those challenges? As you think about the growth, as far as roads and bridges and water and all those kind of things.
Well, as we're growing, I want to back up just a little bit, Rob. The numbers that I see coming out from different individuals and departments is that I think we're expecting a 6% growth annually, but as I look and I look at Conroe, and I believe there's a moratorium on new buildings because of the water issue. So what I understand now is that the contractors and developers are going around Conroe and coming to Huntsville, but also understand that Huntsville, they're going around Huntsville and going to Madisonville. Yeah. So I expect that 6% increase to be even higher, which makes the urgency that we meet this need even more.
What are some of the things, as you've been walking around talking to people, what are some of the concerns that maybe you've heard from some of the people as you've walked around?
Oh, it's definitely property taxes. It's just under our business model that we have here in Walker County, we just don't have the funds to, create what we need in order to meet this growth. And if we don't fix that problem, that is the root cause of our problems. If we don't get enough money to meet this growth, then I'm afraid that Huntsville and Walker County is going to turn into I hate to say the word dumping ground for Montgomery County or Harris County, but historically those rich counties like that dump into the poorest county next to them. And, either that's us or San Jacinto.
Well, it's good, and why I'm thankful that you're a friend, because you explain things to me to where it's like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
It may not have been politically correct to say all that, but that's the issue that we're facing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is, we don't need politically correct. We need answers.
Exactly.
And I appreciate you bringing some of this stuff to our attention this morning. I love this county. I love this area. I love the people, and I love people who are passionate about what they do. What maybe drives, and I know you probably touched base on some of this, but it's not every day you wake up and say, well, I want to do this, or I want to start a business, or I want to run for office, or I want to serve the county. I mean, what drove you? What drives you to do what you do every day?
Yeah, well, great question. Probably just service. My dad passed away a couple of years ago at 95, and he was a World War II veteran, product of the Great Generation. And he instilled in me, Rob, all of those values that made that generation famous or great. So the values that he taught me, like hard work ethic, self-reliance, service, that's kind of where all that comes from me. I love to help people. I love to try to fix problems. I'm an inventor. I'm an entrepreneur, so it just kind of comes naturally. And then when I started looking at the problems that we're facing here at Walker County, I'm like, I think I can help, So, I want to help.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's like I said, it takes a lot. And I talk to a lot of people who run businesses, and they always tell me, they said, you just have to take that step, that next step. And there's always a risk in doing anything, starting a business or serving, being involved. But the reward can be really great if you put people first. And, that's why I'm thankful for you and your friendship, because long before there was any aspiration to do anything, to serve this county, you've always been a friend, and a friend to our family, and a neighbor right down the street. So I do want to ask you this, just for anybody out there watching that say, man, this, I like to learn more about what's going on. I'll kind of ask you maybe the same question that I asked, Andy when he was on a long time ago. You look back on this county in 30 years, what would you like to see happen here in Walker County? What are some things that as you look back saying, man, that is awesome that this came through, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I think that we need to accept this growth, that we can't run from it. We can't turn from it anymore. It's here. And if we can accept that and then just moderate the growth so we can get that tax burden balanced on it, the tax burden is choking the residents of Walker County. And that's one of my primary goals, is to get that tax burden off of the normal person and start distributing it out to some of these entities that may not be paying any taxes.
Yeah. Well, it's good stuff, man. Well, Mitchell, I appreciate you. A friend, a business owner, someone who's passionate about our county and our community. And I just love your willingness to serve. I do want to highlight this also, man. You've been out meeting people, being part of different events. I know that you hosted a chamber breakfast the other morning.
Yeah.
What's that experience been like, just getting to be out and be involved and talking to people?
Of course, it's nervous, when you get in front of anybody and you don't have anything scripted. So you just kind of wing it. But as long as you stay true to your story and just try to make it relatable where people can understand the struggles that small business owners have. And then when you add that criminal element into it, it just spins it a whole 180 degrees, and then you have to navigate through that. So hopefully I gave those guys at the breakfast the other morning some inspiration to keep moving forward. Even though you're met with adversities, just keep moving forward, keep your head down, and you'll get there.
Yeah, I like that, man. Well, that's good. We're all about lifting people up. Mitchell lifting them up here this morning on the show. So, you mentioned earlier, about just this community, and you were talking about how I had a little stint there calling games for the Bearcats. I did want to ask you this, man. Bauer Stadium is getting close to being done. What are you looking forward to about this upcoming football season, man? It's going to be fun out there at the stadium.
Yeah, it should be a hoot. I'm really excited about that. And, Sam Houston's part of our culture here. They are a cornerstone of who we are. So I'm excited about what they're doing on campus, and I can't wait to go to that first game.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, man. I'm looking forward. They got the orange. The orange stripe means that things are happening. They've got the orange stripe up on the new press box now.
Awesome.
So it's cool. Well, Mitchell, anything else, man? I appreciate you hanging out and just getting to know a little bit more about you and your business and just your passion to serve this county. Maybe anything else you got that you wanted to highlight today?
I'd appreciate the opportunity. Congratulations on the new show. I know you're so proud of that. I know it's something you've always wanted to do, so congratulations on that.
Well, thank you. There he is, Mitchell Ray, good friend, neighbor here in Walker County, and appreciate you hanging out with us today, man. You bet. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and Josh, by the way, is from Lebanon. Okay. And so he's and I don't know if you heard earlier, if you looked at Josh, what age do you think he would be, Mitchell, if you just saw him for the first time?
19.
Yeah, because you heard it earlier. All right, well, there he is. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Josh and I will wrap it up when we come back. Again, Mitchell Ray, thanks for hanging out with us, brother. Sir. Appreciate you. We'll be back in a moment. It's Good Morning Huntsville as we continue on. Time 8:30 here on a Tactical Tuesday. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hey friend, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. The new year is here, and what a better way to start out the new year than celebrating the moments that matter the most. And you can do that with Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville. Whether it's an engagement, an anniversary, a birthday, or maybe just a fresh start, Elliott hand selects every diamond, and he creates meaningful pieces that are designed just for you. There's no crowded showroom, no pressure, just personal attention and jewelry that tells your story. So again, start the new year with something timeless. It's Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville by appointment only. Book online at elliotsjewelers.com. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hi, this is Braylon. You are listening to Feel Radio. God bless you.
Time now, 8:34. 8:34 from Studio 1229J. Great interview there with my friend, Mr. Mitchell Ray. Wanted to have him on, talk about his business, his leadership, and pretty cool. And then Kyle Kreiner's in here hanging out, and Kyle was like, "Hey, I bought one of your straps, man. How cool is that? You know, just hanging out." Then he goes, "I think I was in Midland, Odessa, and I saw one of those things and bought it." So Mitchell's getting out, man. That's great. We are back here this morning, and want to encourage all of you to be involved and just get the facts on anything going on. You know, it's so easy on social media just to jump to conclusions. I had a friend the other day post something, and I never reach out to people. But he had posted something that, and it wasn't anything locally, it was on a national level. And I reached out and I said, "Hey, man, before you share this kind of stuff," because a lot of people are resharing what you posted, I said, none of that is actually true. And we live in a world now to where things happen so fast. News travels extremely fast. AI technology is creating all sorts of really good things, but it's also creating a lot of negative things. And I just want to encourage people this morning to pause and to be mindful of what they read and what they hear, and to really think things through before they jump to a decision or make a decision on anything. I think it's really important to do that because we don't know the facts sometimes, and sometimes our brain wants us to say, well, this is what it is, whenever that may not be true because we haven't read the full story, or as Paul Harvey used to say, the rest of the story. Joshua Mashi hanging out with us here on this Tactical Tuesday. Josh, good day, man, today on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today?
On Thursday, I was starting to get sick, and then over the weekend I got sick.
No, you didn't get the bug, did you?
No, not that kind of sickness. I think there's another kind of sickness that's going.
Yeah, there's two that are flying. Kyle's like over here. He's backing up against the wall because he doesn't want to catch. There's two bugs that are going around. There's a flu. There's two different flu bugs going around. There's a stomach flu and like a flu.
Yeah.
That are flying around right now here in Huntsville, and it's not allowed here.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling so much better.
That's good, man. Tuesday I was on the show. Was Kyle in here last Tuesday? I can't remember. Were you producing last Tuesday, Josh, or were you out?
I was.
Yeah, I remember like I raced out of here.
Yeah.
And then that race stayed to me being at home for like 2 days. I didn't want to be around people. And that's another encouragement for this morning. If you're sick, just stay away and stay away for 36 hours after you're sick. Because we don't need anybody getting sick. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Amen.
I am tired of being sick.
And I got
bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, we're continuing on this morning. Hey, a few things that I wanted to bring to your attention. It is February the 17th, and it's time for the Joshua Mashi, What Did You Do for Valentine's Day segment. What did you do for Valentine's Day, Josh?
I was doing a discipleship now, so I was helping out with the different churches, like youth group, and help lead small groups.
On Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We used to call that D now. They still have that.
Yeah,
that's cool. Matchmaker episode here for Joshua Mashi. You want a matchmaker or no?
No.
No matchmaker. I'm always trying to embarrass Josh. Well, today is not a whole lot going on, but it is national. I guess there's a bunch of stuff going on with like Mardi Gras and all that. Today is Fat Tuesday. Didn't even think about that. Today's fat. I mean, that's every day for me. I don't have to wait for Tuesday. That's every day for me. What is this? Paczki? Patchki? Do you know what that is?
No, sir.
It's some sort of a dessert. It's got to be associated with Mardi Gras because it says that it's the day before Ash Wednesday. It's some sort of a dessert. The sweet holiday of Paczki Day takes place before Ash Wednesday. It is the Polish tradition. Oh, here you go, Josh. You'll like this. The Polish tradition of indulging in fried dough. I'm already getting sick to my stomach, man. Just fried sweets. But fried dough filled with jams, custards, or other things.
Sounds like a donut.
Does that sound like something you would enjoy?
It sounds like a donut. I mean, like a filled donut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's what it looks like. Because are you a fan or not?
I'm not a big fan of donuts, especially if they don't have any filling. I don't like donuts with no filling.
Today also National Cabbage Day on your February the 2nd. I'm not a cabbage fan. Never have been.
I love cabbages.
Are you a sauerkraut type guy? Have you ever had sauerkraut?
No, I've never had it.
Would you probably like it, do you think?
People told me that it tastes odd.
I'm not a fan of sauerkraut. Kyle's kind of giving me the no or the yes. He is a fan. Kyle is a fan. Yeah. He's a brisket guy, so I'll give him that. Brisket's more important than sauerkraut.
What do you eat it with?
What, sauerkraut?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't eat it. I don't like it. I know that people like turn it into like, I don't know, the Reuben sandwich. It's on a today, this is a really important day. Also, no, I'm just rambling on this morning, but this is a really important day. It's something that we talk about. Today is National Random Acts of Kindness. Today. That is today's day. And Josh, I wanted to ask you a random act of kindness. What is something that somebody can do for somebody else today randomly? And it can't be one of those simple ones of like, oh, buy them something at the fast food. That's too easy. So think outside of that box. What is something that somebody can do for somebody else today? A random act of kindness. And it's got to be a stranger. It can't be somebody they know. Josh is pausing because he's like, I don't go to McDonald's anymore, so I can't do that.
I mean, I was going to say like holding the door open for someone.
Okay.
Telling them God bless you. Like if you know someone, give them a hug. Don't be that weirdo that doesn't do hugs.
Taylor and I talked about it on a Wednesday. We called it stranger hugging.
Well, no, if it's a stranger, then ask.
All right. I've got a few. I've got 10 ways that you can celebrate National Random Act of Kindness Day today. One, we just said you can't say it, but it's the easiest, is pay it forward. Cover somebody's coffee. I covered 2 coffees this morning, by the way, so I've already included my random act of kindness. 2 cups of coffee have been provided to a certain guest that was on this morning, that the coffee machine was very hard to work. But I have covered it this morning. It's difficult for me. I even forget how that thing works. But cover somebody's coffee today and encourage them to pass the kindness on. You know what the coolest part about doing stuff like this is just you definitely don't ever seek recognition for it either. You know, there's times that I am like in a McDonald's line. I'm there quite a bit. And the person behind me, I'll just tell them like, hey, get that person behind me, but don't tell them I did it. Just say that y'all were giving away a meal today or something. Because I think it goes a far way, and people, they appreciate that, Josh. You know, they appreciate that. And that little act of kindness could literally change somebody's trajectory. Maybe they woke up this morning and they say, you know, people in this world are cruel. Nobody cares about me. And then you could be that person that's going to change their entire trajectory in life. Another one is leave encouraging notes. I haven't thought about this one. Drop handwritten notes with uplifting messages on car windshields, library books, or grocery shelves.
I've seen that before.
Have you ever seen the karma bucks? Somebody used to leave these karma bucks around town. No. And it would say, you've been given a karma buck for good. I don't, the karma thing, whatever. But it was kind of cool, though.
I've seen Jesus loves you on a sticker placed on my mirrors. So.
And when you read that, what happened? Like, what did you think of?
I was encouraged. Yeah.
Hey, check this one out. Here's a big one that we should all, this is a way that we can do a random act of kindness today. Support a local business. Buy from a local small shop or tip generously. This is especially meaningful in communities where small businesses are the heartbeat of the town. I couldn't think of another town that needs small business support more than ever. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm thankful for these kind of best of awards. The Postcards magazine doing a really good job right now with the Community Choice Awards for Walker County. There was a list that mentioned a lot of restaurants, and it's great. I'm not downplaying this, but there was many restaurants that weren't on that list that really need our support. One of them is Bandera Grill. Elsa and her husband over there, Herman, Billy called me one day from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. He said, man, we really got to support that family. Those are the businesses that need our help. Go have lunch at those businesses today. Mm-hmm. Volunteer a little bit of time. You can spend an hour helping at a shelter, a church, a school, community organization. So if you've got a little bit of time today, go help somewhere. Post something about gratitude on social media. Give unexpected compliments. Unexpected. Josh, you got nice hair.
Thank you. Nice
curly hair there, Josh.
Thank you.
How did that make you feel?
Loved.
Unexpected compliments. Kyle will not get that you have nice hair compliment today. So he has a nice beard, though. You have a nice beard, Kyle. Create a kindness challenge. Here you go. Challenge friends, family, or those that follow you on social media to do one good deed and tag others to continue the chain. Mm-hmm. Hashtag what will you do? I feel like that's gone. The hashtag, is that still like a trending thing? Do young people still do the tags, or is that over with now?
It's kind of over with. I mean, I think on X they still do it, but not on other social media.
But I don't feel like a lot of people are even using like Twitter or X that much anymore, are they? I mean, what's the college go-to social media? Is it still Instagram?
Yeah, either Instagram or TikTok.
Snapchat's kind of gone too, right?
Oh, yeah. It's old.
I like how you're like, oh, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I haven't used it in like 2 years.
I only use it for the funny faces with my children. And I don't even post anything. Hey, here's something that you can do today. Donate needed items. And right now we are accepting donations for needed items as we do our Share the Love fundraiser for senior citizens here in Walker County. We do this every year. In fact, right after the show, I'm heading over to Rodeo to pick up a couple of boxes because we have donation boxes at Rodeo, Walker County Federal Credit Union. You'll notice some of the boxes around the campus of Sam Houston State University, here at First Baptist Church. Any type of item that elderly senior citizens would need, we are accepting right now. And a lot of that's toiletry items. And every year, we've done this now. It'll be our third year, started from HLI Class 42. We're accepting donations for senior citizens. Those will be distributed at the end of this month. But that's something you can do. 2 other ones here. Encourage someone who is struggling. And how many of us know somebody who's struggling? I think that we all do. And I want to encourage you to pick up the phone today and call that person and let them know that you're thinking about them. Do it. I'm serious about this because you're going to make a difference. Call them, pray with them. Somebody is going through a season right now that needs you. And you needed to hear this so they can hear you. Do it today. And then finally, the 10th way to celebrate National Random Act of Kindness Day today, celebrate together. Make this a family tradition that every year you think about this day, February the 17th, and you say, today we're going to be a blessing. You should be a blessing to people every day, but especially this day, be a blessing to somebody in the community and make that a family tradition.
I was going to say something whenever you said pay a meal forward. Yesterday I was reading my Bible, and in my daily devotional time, I read Luke 14, verses 12 through 14, and it says, when you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers or sisters, your relatives, or rich neighbors. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you will be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed. Although they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous.
Oh.
And that was Jesus talking to a Pharisee who invited him over to his house. And so
I'm going to take that as whenever I know the context of it, but this is kind of a joke. Whenever my family's like, hey, come over, I'm like, nope, y'all ain't coming over to eat tonight.
Do you have a poor man, a lame, and a crippled man, or a blind man who can replace?
We can definitely find some people.
Yep.
There are a lot of people that need help. So,
yeah.
Well, hey, that'll wrap it up. Fun show this morning. Again, appreciate Mitchell Ray hanging out with us today. Kyle Kreiner hopping by the studio, and Joshua Mashi, as always, for being here with us. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Taylor Chandler, Walker County Federal Credit Union, hanging out on the show with us as we continue to promote and celebrate the good happening here in our community. Go to our website, by the way, if you haven't, HelloHuntsvilleTX.com. Download the Hello Huntsville app. We're keeping that thing updated. Just released some articles. One of them, our friend Pam Connor with Huntsville DBA, have a nice story on her. She was in last week, and also highlighting folks like Jonathan Murphy with the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce. There is a lot of good happening. We want you to be a part of it, and we want to continue to promote and celebrate the good. For Joshua Mashi, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there this morning needs you. Till then, good morning, Huntsville. God bless you. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:30. Hang out with us. Taylor Chandler and I have you entertained. And also Victoria Noakes will be joining us from the Piney Woods Wedding Association. Have a blessed day, everyone. See you, Josh.